Hi, welcome to your yoga class. Let's start in easy pose. You can have your legs crossed like I am here. This is one of the nicest ways to sit. I'm sat on a bolster, so if you feel that your hips are quite tight, then you can always sit on a rolled up blanket or a block. Just make sure that you're nice and comfortable. And then let's just spend a few moments at the start of the class just to tune in with the breath, tune in with the physical sensations in the body. Maybe close the eyes. You can place the hands on the knees, palms can face up. I like to use this mudra, which is the thumb and forefinger together, Gyan mudra, mudra of wisdom and knowledge. Just feels comfortable in the shoulders. If that doesn't feel right, then you can always have the hands, palms down. And the eyes can be closed, or you can just keep the gaze soft. Notice the physical sensations in the body as you come and sit maybe for the first time intentionally today. Notice any aches and strains. Maybe notice the weight of the sit bones just pressing down into the floor or whatever prop that you're sat on. Make sure you're nice and relaxed through the jaw, relax through the face, relax the cheekbones. And bring some attention to the spine. Make sure you're sat nice and tall. It kind of works for me sometimes when I rock backwards and I rock forwards. And then I find that perfect balance spot in the middle. Begin to connect with the breath. Feel the fullness of the breath as you inhale. And the fullness of the breath as you exhale, belly falls back to the spine. As you inhale, you feel the belly expand, the side ribs expand. Maybe feeling the breath right into the upper chest, into the upper back, and then exhale, let it all go. Just carry on like that just for a few moments. Notice how you can really begin to connect with the breath. And as you sit here at the start of the practice, just beginning to think about focusing on the positive actions that we can take, especially at the moment, especially the time that we're confined to our houses most of the time. Focusing on the practices that lead us to a better frame of mind, I guess, so we can respond with great ability. And we manage to do that by practicing yoga. So our physical postures, the breath, and meditation. So we'll have a little opportunity at the end of this class just to spend 5 to 10 minutes just working with a breath meditation. I've been given some very good advice over the last few days, which is don't consume too much mainstream media, eat and hydrate well, it's really important, and support each other. This is a collective struggle, I guess. But it's amazed me how people have just adapted to a new way of being. So hopefully this yoga practice today will help you become more grounded, more calm, but also help you through with your physical postures or yoga asanas. Hopefully leaving you nice and relaxed and chilled by the end of the class, but also feel like you've done some work as well. If the eyes are still closed, then just gently blink the eyes open. Nice, and then if you sat on a prop, then you can just remove the prop. So I'm going to remove my bolster here. And then just sit cross-legged. Remember what shin was in front, and then just maybe swap the shins over. And then let's start with just inhaling the arms up. So bring the hands to heart center. Sit nice and tall. Inhale the arms up into the air. Exhale, bring the hands down. Do that a few times. Inhale up. Maybe looking up towards the palms. Exhale down. Inhale the arms up. And exhale down. Perfect. And then place the hands on the knees, palms face down. Let's start with Sufi grind. So inhale the chest forward, exhale back. You can make the breath nice and pronounced, like inhale forward, exhale back. All you're doing here is you're just rotating the torso around the hips. So it's our first opportunity really to feel into the physical body. Notice what's going on in the lower back. Notice what's going on in the hips, especially the outer hips here. And you can bend into the elbows as much as you want here. You might keep it a little bit more passive, where you're just kind of moving like this. So just find a version that works. Keep the breath long and deep. See how deeply you can breathe here. And then come counterclockwise. So just come the other way. Just bringing more fluidity into the spine, raising the energy before we start to move into some more physical postures. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then inhale back to center. Nice work. So hopefully feeling a little bit more loose within the hips here. Let's twist the spine a little bit more. So bring the hands onto the shoulders. Little fingers are at the front, thumbs are at the back. And try and keep the elbows so that the height of the shoulders. And then we're going to inhale left and exhale right. You might keep the eyes closed here. You know, if the eyes are closed, it means you don't get dizzy. And only go at what feels good for your body. So you might slow this twist right down. You might be able to speed it up, but just be really careful. It's relatively early in the practice. Super simple posture, but really a profound posture. Opening the spine up at all levels. Twisting the spine open. There's this idea in yoga that you're only as old as your spine, so having good spinal health is really crucial. And then inhale back to center. And then you can let the arms come down, excuse me. Okay, so from here, let's do some shoulder shrugs. So inhale the shoulders up, exhale the shoulders down. And you can carry on like this, just inhaling up, exhaling down. You can lift one shoulder, you can lift the other shoulder, whatever works for you. Stay nice and relaxed through the jaw. And as you exhale the shoulders down, make sure you really drop the shoulder blades down, relax through the shoulder completely. Maybe the eyes are closed, maybe the focus is right in between the eyebrows. And then inhale back to center. And take a full exhale. Nice work. Okay, so from here, we're just going to transition. So let's come onto all fours. And then let's just warm the spine up a little bit more with some cat and cows. So nice spread of the fingers. Have a look at your knees. Make sure your knees are about hip width apart. And you press in a little bit into the tops of the feet. And then we're going to inhale, drop the belly down. Heart lifts, head lifts. Exhale round into the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, nice and strong through the arms. Heart lifts, belly drops. Exhale, really tuck the spine back to the navel. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, round into the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale. And the last one, inhale. And exhale. Nice. And then just come back to a neutral spine. And then just separate the knees a little bit wider than hips distance. And then just bring the sit bones back towards the heels. Come into child's pose. Really stretch out through the hands. Let the head be heavy. And take some nice long deep breaths here. You can stay activated through the arms like I am, or you can bring the forearms down. If you find that your head is floating, you can always place your hands, your head onto your hands, whatever works for you. Take some nice deep breaths here. Take the opportunity to breathe right in between the shoulder blades. We also have the option here of really accessing the lungs. So a lot of our lungs are located in the back body. So we get this opportunity to really breathe deeply into the back body. Feeling the stretch into the hips, into the knees, right down into the bottom of the feet, the ankles. Remember, child's pose is a pose that we can come back to at any point in our yoga practice. From here, just walk the hands over to the right hand side. So you're just going to twist down the left. So you're still in your child's pose. Feeling that stretch down from the left armpit, down the left ribs. Slowly walk the hands back to center. And then just come over to the other side. Feeling the stretch from the right armpit down through the ribs into the out right hip. Just notice how deeply you can breathe in these postures. And slowly walk the hands back to center. Nice. And then just walk the hands back towards the knees and then come back into your tabletop position. So you're back in tabletop, nice spread of the fingers. Let's just work a little bit into the core. Let's work a little bit into some balances. So from here, on an inhale, stretch the right leg out. So the right leg comes straight out. Try and feel balanced within the hips here. So you don't want to be kind of over to one side or the other side. Nice deep breath. Imagine you're pressing this foot into the wall behind you. Now you might stay here or you might sweep this left arm up. So right leg's back, left arm is up. Notice what you need to do within the core just to find some balance and some stability. Breathing long and deep here. You can stay here if you want, or you can bend into the right knee. You can sweep this left arm around. You can grab hold of the foot. You might kick this foot into the hand. Nice. This is not for everybody, but just notice what you need to do just to stretch. So there's a bit of core work going on here, but also there's some strength into the right arm. You're also stretching into the chest. You might look down the arm if that feels good for you. Really kick the foot into the hand as much as possible. Nice work. And then exhale, bring everything back down. Maybe have a little wriggle through the hips. In fact, do some hip circles. So you might come forward, come back a few times. You know, yoga is about fluidity and movement and just trying to loosen everything up. And that's on the physical plane. You know, yoga in general is about paying attention. Paying attention to what's going on in the mind, paying attention to what's going on in the physical body. Come back to all fours. And then let's do the other side. So you're going to inhale the left leg out this time. Take a few breaths. And then you might have that option of floating the right arm out. Just notice what you need to do. Point through the fingers. Imagine you're pressing that left foot into the wall. And then you might bend into the knee, sweep the right arm behind, grab hold of the foot. And then kick the foot into the hand. A couple of breaths here. You give yourself this really nice quad stretch here as well. You might look down the length of the arm. Stretching into the chest, into the arms. So there's quite a lot going on. Imagine that activation in the core, bring awareness to the core. And then exhale, bring everything down to the mat. Nice work. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll just move on that cat-cow movement, but then we'll push back into child's pose. So take an inhale, bring the chest and the heart through, and then on exhale, round into the spine, come into child's pose. Let the head touch the floor, and then we're going to come forward. Inhale, head and heart lifts. Exhale, round into the spine, but come all the way back into child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hands just stay in the same place. Exhale, round into the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Heart and the chest lifts. Exhale, round into the spine. And the last one. Inhale. And exhale back into child's pose. And then just stay in your child's pose just for a few breaths. Some options here. You can always place the head down and you can have the palms face up. This is more embryo pose. You bring the knees a little bit closer together. If you wanted to stretch into the triceps, you can always walk the elbows forward and make a little prayer behind your neck. And then you should get this really nice stretch into your triceps. Hopefully all of this yoga practice that we're doing is complementary to the work that Ash and Ollie and Andrew are doing with you. You know, that high intensity training is really fantastic. But to couple it with some yoga, you know, stretching out the joints, stretching out the muscles and the ligaments, it's so complementary. So hopefully you've got that holistic exercise program going on at the moment. Whatever version of child's pose you've found, then just coming out of it. So just walk the hands back towards the knees and then just sit up onto your heels. Perfect. And then from here, come back into your tabletop position. And then why don't we do this? Nice spread of the fingers, tuck the toes, and then lift the hips from the core, come into your downward facing dog. It's the first down dog of the day, or maybe of the, it might not be, it's the first down dog of the class. So you can bend into one knee, bend into the other. Just walk the dog out, as they say. And for me, you know, I have to kind of bend into my knees. If I bend into my knees, I can really kind of get that flat spine. If I don't put that bend in, then I really start to round into my spine. So just be kind to yourself. Let the head be heavy. And imagine there's one line of energy that comes from the middle finger up through the arms. So really engage into the arms. Press the arm back, wrap the triceps in. Remember that slight bend of the knees, and the energy goes up through the hips and into the side of the waist. A couple more breaths here in your down dog. And then from here, just look between your hands. And on this first one, you're just going to walk the feet up. They're just little baby steps and come to the top of your mat. Nice. Just hang in this forward fold here. Again, maybe a slight bend in the knees. Weight into the toes. But to find that activation right at the top of the hamstring, you might just rock slightly back into your ankles and then rock into your toes. The weight wants to be right into the toes. As you bring the weight in and the head relaxes, you should feel this kind of really nice stretch at the top of the hamstrings. Bend as much as you want into the knees. Maybe the feet are hip width apart, let the head be heavy. You can always grab opposite elbows as well. So you've got this ragdoll option. Maybe sway from side to side. Just be kind to your body. Nice. And then from here, just drop the palms down to the floor and then step first the right foot back and then the left foot back and come into your plank position. So in plank, press into the toes. You want to bring the chest forward. You don't want to be too high. You don't want to be too low. So imagine that one line of energy. Just hold this for a few breaths. Let's do 5 breaths in plank. Nice work. 2 more breaths. And then from the core, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Nice. Few breaths in down dog. Feel just how the body's opening up here. And you can bend into one knee, you can bend into the other, just walk your dog out. The heels might come down towards the floor. As you can see with me, I've got really tight Achilles, I've got tight calves because I'm a runner, so my heels are never going to get down there. Or eventually they may get down there. But just be kind to yourself. Remember the bend in the knees. And then from here, take an inhale, just ripple forward into plank again. Nice. And then exhale, downward facing dog. A couple more times like that. Inhale, into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, just drop the knees down onto the mat. Sit the sit bones back towards the heels. Let the head come down into your child's pose. Few breaths here. And I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit, just so when we go into our flow, you'll be able to see me a little bit more. So you're in your child's pose here. Just sat back on your heels. Inhale, back onto all fours. And then from here, nice spread of the fingers, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And just moving through these down dogs now quite fluidly. Hopefully the body feels a little bit more open. Let the head be heavy, no tension in the neck. And then from here, bend a little bit deeper into the knees. And then on this first one, just walk the feet up in between hands again. Take an inhale, come to a flat back. You just straighten the back out. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And just stand in your mountain posture. Just while I adjust my mat. So when you're stood in mountain posture, make sure that well, there's some options. You can have your feet about hip width apart, if that feels good. You can have the feet together, if that feels good. Whatever is right for you. Slight engagement into the thighs. And then you can roll the shoulders up. So roll the shoulders up. And then exhale, bring the shoulders down. A couple of times, roll the shoulders up. Exhale, bring the shoulders down. One more. Roll the shoulders up. Exhale, just bring the shoulders down. Nice. And then let's just work through a few rounds of sun salutation. This is a classical sun salutation. We'll take this one a little bit slower than normal. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Take an inhale up to a flat back. Straighten the back out as much as possible. Exhale, drop the palms. And this time, just stop. Just step the right foot back. Nice giant lunge. Drop the right knee down. Take an inhale. Lift the hands and the heart up to the sky. You're going to take an exhale and you're going to frame that front foot. On an inhale, step back into your plank. And then on an exhale, you're going to drop the knees, chest, chin. See how my bum stays high, my elbows are tucked. Inhale, you kind of slither forward into your cobra. And then exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We take 2 breaths here in your down dog on this first side. Take a nice deep inhale here, bend into the knees, and then you're going to step this right foot in between the hands. Nice. Drop the left knee down, inhale, lift the hands and the heart. Exhale, frame the front foot. Then inhale, you're going to step left to meet right, straight into your flat back position. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. So that's the right side. Let's do the left. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. You're going to inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the palms. This time, step the left foot back. Nice giant step. Drop the left knee down. Take an inhale, lift the hands and the heart. Hip points come down. And then exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, into your plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin, elbows tucked, bum stays high. You inhale, into your cobra. Back bend. Exhale, from the hips, downward facing dog. Nice work. Some nice long deep breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on your next exhale, you're going to step this left foot in between the hands. Nice. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, lift the hands and the heart. The hips come down towards the ground, so you've got this dual action going on. Exhale, frame the front foot. You're going to inhale. You're going to step the right foot up to the left, straight into your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to stand, palms above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice work. Let's go again. Inhale up. Exhale, into your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the palms. Nice step back with the right foot. Drop the knee down. Inhale, lift the hands and the heart. Exhale, bring the hands down, frame front foot. Inhale, into your plank. You're going to take an exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin. Bum stays high. Inhale, into your cobra. Exhale, into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, lifting the hands and the heart to the sky. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, right foot, left foot meets right, sorry. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Left side, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the palms. Step the left foot back this time. Drop the left knee down. You know where you're going. Lift the hands and the heart up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, back into plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin. You're going to inhale into your cobra. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Nice. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to step this left foot as controlled as possible in between the hands. Easier said than done. Right knee down. Inhale up. Exhale, frame the front foot. And then again, nice control. Step the right foot up to meet left. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more round either side. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the palms down. Nice giant step back with the right foot. Drop the right knee. Inhale up. Exhale. You're going to inhale into your plank. You're going to exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. And then exhale, set this right foot in between the hands. Drop the left knee down. Inhale up. Exhale, frame the front foot. And then inhale, left foot meets right. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just the left side to go. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the palms. Step the left foot back, drop the left knee down. Inhale, lift the hands and lift the heart up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin. Keep the bum nice and high, elbows tucked. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice deep inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to step this left foot in between the hands. Right knee comes down. Inhale, lift the hands and the heart. Exhale, frame the front foot. And then you're going to take an inhale, step the right foot up to the left, into your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then for the final time, press into your feet. Inhale, come up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart center. Nice work, guys. Come back to the breath. Just let everything come back to normal. And then you can just let the hands come down. Perfect. Nice. It's unfortunate the top of my head has just been, or maybe not unfortunate that my head's been cut off. Okay, let's come into chair pose. So what we're going to do here, have the feet together, the knees pretty much together. Bend into the knees and then inhale, sweep the arms up into your chair. Then you may be here. You may sit a little bit deeper. You may be here and you might come up. With the hands can be together, or I like to have them about shoulder width apart, and the palms are just coming towards each other, so they're just facing towards each other. Let's do this. On an exhale, just sink a bit deeper. Inhale up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You just got this little pulse. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Two more. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, and then inhale, press into the feet, go up to stand, bring the hands down by the side of the body, shake out the legs. You just got that little burn into the thighs. Just move this up a little bit. Don't really need to see what I'm doing with the feet too much. Okay, let's come back into chair. So feet together, sweep the arms up, and then sit down into your chair. Sit as low as you can. From here, bring the hands to heart center. What you're going to do, you're going to have this right elbow and you're going to tuck it over your left knee. So you're just going to come into this twist. Nice. And try and get as much pressure as you can. Take a look at your knees and make sure one knee isn't overshooting the other. That means your hips are really in balance, so you just want to see if you can just bring the knee back. Takes a little bit of time to adjust. Press into the hands, spiral the chest to the side wall. Nice work. A couple more breaths here. And then from here, just look down at your feet. Concentrate on your left foot. And then what you're going to do is you're going to step this right foot back into a lunge. So take an inhale. And then exhale, step the right foot back. So it comes down into a lunge, activated onto the toes, really press into the hands here. A couple of breaths. If this doesn't feel right, you can always drop the knee down, whatever feels good for you. On an exhale, just spiral the head forward. And then you're just going to place the hands on the inside of this left foot. Walk the left foot right over to the outer edges of your mat. Drop the right knee down. So you're in this kind of lizard lunge. Let's just stay here. You might have the feet out just on an angle, so they might just be angled to the side of your mat. And then from here, place all of your weight into your right hand. And then you can just push this left knee away. So just open the hip joint out. A couple of breaths here. Just feel the opening into the hip. Nice long deep breaths. And then you can release the grip on that knee, and then you can just place the hands down. So again, you may stay here, or if you've got a little bit more room, you might sink down onto the forearms, come all the way down. Whatever feels good for you. It's quite an intense stretch into getting a hip socket, so just be kind to yourself. Whatever version you're in, whether you're up on the hands, or if you're down on the forearms, just breathe long and deep. Couple more breaths here. And then from here, tuck the toes on the right foot. And then as mindfully as possible, step this left foot back into plank. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale up into your cobra. And exhale into your downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. So take 2 or 3 nice long deep breaths here. So adjust the camera again just so you get an idea of what we're doing down on the floor the next time. A little bit tricky with this small room. So you're in your downward facing dog. Nice spread through the fingers, slight bend in the knees if that feels good. And then bend a little bit deeper into the knees, up between the hands, and step first the right, and then the left foot to the top of the mat. Come into your forward fold. And then from here, take an inhale, sweep the arms up above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Perfect. Just take an inhale, come back into your chair, bend into the knees, sweep the arms up. So you get a little bit of a different angle here. What's going on? A couple of nice deep breaths. Sit a little bit deeper into the chair maybe. And then let's exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Perfect. Maybe sit a bit deeper. And then this time we go the other side. So we're going to tuck left elbow over right knee. Get as much purchase as you can. Sit as deep as you can. Really press into the hands, spiral the chest to the side. Check the knees, make sure that they're not overshooting. And then again, look down towards this right foot. Bring all the stability into that right foot. And then we're going to step the left foot back. One giant step. And then we're up here in this high lunge twist. Again, if it doesn't feel right, drop the knee down. If you're okay activating the knee up, that's cool. Press into the hands. Really spiral the chest to the side of the wall. Find that traction, that torque in the spine. A couple of nice long deep breaths here. And then exhale, very slowly, bring the hands to the inside of this right foot, drop the left knee down, walk the right foot over as much as you can. You can see with me, it's right over into this top corner. Put the weight into the left hand, use the right hand to push the right knee away. We're just opening this hip joint out, opening into the chest, nice long deep breaths. Just check in with how the breath feels in the body. Then you can release the hand on the knee. Maybe adjust the back knee. So this left knee, you might just shuffle it back a little bit. And then come in a version that works for you. Lizard lunge. You can stay here. That feels good. You should feel this nice deep stretch into the inner hip socket. or you can come all the way down onto the arms. You might be here, but find a version that works for you. Breathe really deeply. It's quite an intense stretch, this one. So these are the ones where you have to really locate the breath in the body. See if there's something in the body that you can release by using the breath. Whatever version you're in, you might be in this one here, you might be lower down on the forearms, just breathe long and deep. You should feel this nice stretch also into this left hip flexor here as well. And hip flexors just become very foreshortened and tight just from our daily activities. So a nice stretch into the hip flexor as well. One more breath. And then really slowly, just walk this left foot into the center of your mat. Right foot, tuck the toes on the left foot, step straight back into downward facing dog. Nice work. Take a couple of nice long deep breaths here. Working into the hips can be quite an intense thing, so just let everything wash away. Nice long, deep, rich inhales, deep, rich exhales. And then you can just slowly drop the knees down onto the mat and then sit yourself back into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. We're going to come into side plank, so just take a few breaths here. I know that Andrew was doing some side plank exercises in his classes yesterday, so these will complement hopefully some of the stuff the other guys have been doing, Ollie and Ash. Couple more breaths here. And then just inhale back onto all fours. So side plank, lots of options here. Just set yourself up in all fours and then place the right hand into the center of your mat. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come into this side plank position. So you can come here with the feet stacked. You don't want to be too low, you don't want to be too high. This is about perfect. You might stay here, you might float the arm up. So whatever works for you. You might stack the feet side by side for a little bit more stability, or you might drop the knee down. So whatever works for you. Just make sure that this is nice and parallel to the floor. Whatever version you found yourself in, breathe long and deep. And it's amazing how quickly you can build the strength up with an all-round exercise regime, I guess. I remember when I first started doing yoga, there's no way that I could hold a side plank. One more breath. Exhale, bring everything down to the mat. And then just swap side to the left hand into the center. You can roll over onto the blade edges of the left foot. Might place the hand onto the hip first of all, and then just come up. You might have the feet side by side. You might drop that knee down. You're still going to get the benefit here. Two more breaths. Exhale, back to center. And then just come into a conventional plank. And then just drop down onto the forearms, forearm plank. Press into the toes, bring the chest through. Keep the hips nice and neutral, not too low, not too high. And exhale, bring everything down to the mat. Make a little pillow, move your hands, wing the elbows out nice and wide, and then maybe look to one side or the other, or you can have the head nice and neutral. A long deep breath here. Just let the physicality of those last few postures just wash away. And then just slowly lift the head up. And then from here, let's go into Sphinx pose. So just a nice gentle back bend. Walk the elbows back so there's this 90-degree angle. So you want to be shoulders directly below the elbows here. You want to press into the forearms, press into the feet. And then on an inhale, you're just going to lift the chest up. Nice. You should feel this subtle compression into the lower spine, into the lumbar spine. You can keep the head up, you can drop the chin down, whatever works for you. And then from here, just wing the elbows out nice and wide, and then bring this left knee up so it's in line with the hip, and then just look to the left-hand side. So really nice release through the hips. Take some nice long deep breaths. And then just slowly bring that leg back to center. And then up to you, you've got a choice. Come back into Sphinx, or if Seal's in your practice, then you can come into Seal. Seal is where the hands and the fingers are just out to the side, and then you come up straight arms. So depending on how you feel today, sometimes this is a little bit too intense for me. Sometimes it feels okay. So whatever version you're in, Sphinx or Seal, obviously the more you walk your hands back towards your hips, the more intense the stretch is going to be into the back. So find something that works for you. Relax through the jaw. Long deep breaths here. And then just wing the elbows out nice and wide. Bring this right knee up so it's in line with the hip. Look to the other side, left ear down, look into the right. Long deep breaths. And then you can bring this leg back in line. And let's just do one more back bend here. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to lift up from the chest. You're going to keep your feet pressed into the ground. You're not going to lift the feet at all. Have them about hip width apart. Bring the head down and then clasp the hands behind the back. And when you lift up, you're going to lift the arms and you're going to lift the chest as much as you can. Just be careful of the lower back. Make sure that you've got this firm connection on the floor. The hips also, the pelvis doesn't lift. So take a nice deep inhale here. Full exhale. And then inhale, lift everything up. Nice long deep breaths here. Feel the heart opening, the shoulders opening, the chest opening. Try and get the arms away as far as you can from the back. 2 more breaths. And then let everything come down to the mat. Bring the elbows out nice and wide again. Bring the head down, long deep breaths. And then from here, just place the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and then just press yourself back either through the knees or straight up into plank position. Exhale into the last downward facing dog. And then exhale, bring the knees down onto the mat. Perfect. Let's just slow it right down now. Let's come down onto our backs. Just lie down on the length of your mat. And just adjust my mat slightly. Nice. And then we're just lying down. Hook one knee in, hook the other knee in. Maybe pass around the knees or around the shins, whatever works for you. And then just rock it out.
Nice. And then bring the feet down onto the mat. Have the feet so they're about hip width apart. We're going to come into bridge. Make sure you can just about touch your Achilles, your ankles. Make sure the feet are parallel with the long edges of your mat. And then what you're going to do, you're going to have the hands down by your hips, palms face down. On an inhale, you're going to lift up the hips, press into the feet, and then you're going to stretch up through the chest. Really firm down into your forearms. Let's just stay nice and relaxed with this first one. Gaze you straight up, or you can close the eyes. Don't move the neck here. And then exhale, curling the spine, coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice. And then just hug the knees into the chest. Release any pressure, any tension. And then you can bring the feet back down onto the mat. This time take an inhale. Bring the hips up again. Press into all four corners of the feet. And then this time you can clasp the hands beneath the back. You can roll one shoulder under. You can roll the other shoulder under. Nice long deep breaths here. And exhale, you can release the clasp, untuck one shoulder, untuck the other, roll down through the spine, and then just hug the knees into the chest one more time. Nice work. And then from here, with the hand on the knees, you're just going to roll up and down the spine. If this doesn't feel right, then you can just come and just roll to one side, just to transition. And we're just massaging out through the spine, and then eventually you can come up to sit. Perfect. And then just find a comfortable seated position. And that might be cross-legged, or you could be sitting on your heels. I'm going to sit how we were at the start of the class, just in this easy pose, sat on a bolster, just to raise my hips up, feel that length in the spine. And then we're going to do a short meditation now. It's going to work with a breath, just like a breath rhythm, which we're going to use. And it's going to work where we sniff 4 times, and then we're going to exhale out in 1. So it'll look like this. It's going to look like... So after that 4th inhale, you want to have inhaled all of your lung capacity. And then on the exhale, you let it all out. And you just get into this lovely, lovely rhythm. We'll do it for like 3 or 4 minutes, something like that. Find a comfortable position, as I say. You can have the hands so the palm face up. You can have Gyan Mudra again, thumb and forefinger together. Feel the length in the spine. I like to focus here at my third eye, just to feel that intention of the breath moving up. So whatever works for you, may keep the eyes open. I recommend closing the eyes or just keeping the gaze soft. And then you can just join in when feels good. Inhale 4 sniffs, exhale 1 long sniff.
And just go for 1 more minute. Inhale for 4, exhale 1 more sniff. And then just do 1 more round in your own time. And then you can just let your breath come back to normal. Maybe keep the eyes closed. And just notice the effects of your practice today. Notice the effects of that short meditation. Helping us hopefully to be more emotionally balanced and I guess energetically coherent. And hopefully our yoga practice helps us to be more reactive to our circumstances and certainly more responsive. And these practices will help us unhook from hopefully the unconscious areas of our lives and bring us into greater consciousness. And with greater consciousness becomes greater presence. And with greater presence just means that our whole energy shifts, our relationships become better, especially during these times where we're maybe in the house for the vast majority of the time. We'll maybe not be used to that. You bring your hands to heart center. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, just fully bow the head down to the heart. And just pause here and just thank yourself for practicing today. And just send gratitude for all of the work that you're doing. Whether that be your physical practice, your physical yoga practice, whether it be the work that you're doing within the home, working with your family, with your relationships. Namaste. And thank you so much for joining with the practice today. I've really enjoyed teaching it and hopefully we'll catch up again very soon. Take care, everybody.